If you follow me on social media like Twitter, you probably already know that I recently bought a Nintendo Switch and some games to go along with it. I felt it was time to jump into the world of Nintendo again, and I wanted to explain or give my reasons and thoughts for why I wanted to pick up the Switch and put an end to some of these tweets that I get about, Ryan, did you pick up a Switch because Xbox has no games? What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And if you follow me on Twitter, link is always in the description to my Twitter account. You know that I picked up the Neon Nintendo Switch console. I bought the Pro controller as well because everybody told me that I would hate the controller with the Joy-Cons. You had to get the Pro controller, so I picked that up as well. And of course, I bought Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Bayonetta 2 to go along with it. Now, a lot of people were, hey, yeah, that's great, Rand's gonna experience some awesome games, Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda, Game of the Year contenders for last year. But I also had a few people come at me and saying, Rand, he's given up on Xbox. This is what happens when, Xbox doesn't provide games for their customers. They leave and go to other systems. And I'm sure you guys can see the title. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, but this has nothing to do with Xbox. It has more to do with me wanting to kind of experience some games that I haven't had in my repertoire in quite some time. Now, let me give you guys a history lesson. For anybody out there who's listening to the video, don't know my gaming history. Okay, yes, my first system that I have memories of, even though I owned a ColecoVision and an Atari, was the NES. The NES was where I started gaming. My first game I played on it was a Punch-Out. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I know a lot of you guys probably know that game. Of course, Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, all that stuff. One of my favorite games on the system was Super Mario Brothers 3. In fact, I consider it the best game on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I loved that system to death. I had over 100 games for it, right? But I was really young, and the next system my parents bought for me was a Genesis. Then I had a Sega CD, Sega 32X, got the Saturn, got the Dreamcast, but I eventually became a PlayStation fan. I got a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2 because I felt that's where all the games were. I didn't really get an Xbox until Halo 2 came out, and that was the last time, right around 2004, where I owned all the systems. I owned a PlayStation 2, I owned an Xbox, and I owned a GameCube. But at that time, I considered myself a PlayStation gamer, PlayStation fanboy. All the games I played were on PlayStation, but I owned a GameCube, and I owned a Xbox for their exclusives. I wanted to play Halo, I wanted to play Knights of the Old Republic, on Xbox, Jade Empire, those type of games. And I also wanted to play Metroid Prime and some of the other stuff on Nintendo. And I bought those systems knowing what I was getting myself into. Of course, the 360 came along. I kind of got addicted to achievements, but the reality is I've always just loved games, period. If you look at my history, owning 150 games on the NES, owning over 100-something on Genesis, playing as many games I could possibly play on the PlayStation, GameCube, and Xbox. I just like to play as many games as I can get my hand on and then move on to the next game. So when the 360 came around and there was kind of this catalog or the achievement system that you could display to other users, it kind of fit into the type of gamer I was. I would use GameFly, and I would rent the game from there, get the game, beat it, and just kind of churn it and burn it. And I played over 1,000 games on the Xbox 360, and I was playing so many games that I felt I didn't really need a PlayStation 3 or a Wii. I mean, we did have a Wii in the house, but nobody really used it. And honestly, until the end of the PS3 era, when Last of Us came out, that was when I felt like, hey, maybe I should have gotten a PlayStation because now there's some cool games coming out. And now we transition to this gen. I have an Xbox One, as most of you guys know. I have over 1 million gamer score. I've virtually own almost the entire catalog of Xbox names. Not all of them. I have over 1,100 games on the Xbox One platform. It is my primary platform. It will remain my primary platform going forward because that is where I play all my games. That is where all my friends are. That is where I'm comfortable playing. And then I was grateful enough to receive a PlayStation from a fan. He wanted to introduce me to the world of Sony and the PS4, and I was like, all right, this is great. I got a PlayStation. I'm playing as many games as I can over there, and I decided, you know what? And I'm sure if you've listened to the Xbox 2 recently, I've been kind of talking about this because it's been a long time since I've enjoyed a Nintendo game. I really didn't play that many games on the GameCube, and I haven't really played a Mario game in a long time, and I kind of felt like I was missing out on an experience that maybe I should have, right? And the money is there, so I was like, you know what? As just a gamer, even though I will remain an Xbox primary gamer, this isn't going to change anything for any of you worried about it, because that is what I feel most comfortable talking about. I was like, there are some games on the platform I want to get. And, I've had people ask me, it's hard to really go in between all three consoles. It's hard to give them equal amount of time. But the thing here is, I'm not looking to give all these three consoles an equal amount of time. I know going into it where the vast, vast, vast majority of my time is going to be spent. And that is on the Xbox. That is where I play literally everything. The PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch are going to be for the exclusive games. And we all know the exclusive games don't come out once a week. PlayStation had, Shadow of the Colossus come out in February. Yeah, they have a baseball game coming out in March. I don't care about baseball. I'm not playing it. God of War comes out in April. You're damn right I'm playing God of War. Detroit Become Human comes out in May. You're damn right I'm playing Detroit Become Human. But I only really have to play one game a month for those 2 months on the PlayStation. We know they're not going to be dropping, or at least they might be dropping exclusive games once a month, but maybe won't be exclusive games that I'm interested in. I'm interested in a certain select number of games. Now, at least on the Switch, the difference between the Switch and the PlayStation was I waited years to get into the PlayStation 4, so I had a back catalog of games to get through, and I'm still working my way through them. With the Switch, there's only a few that I want to play. So I'm going to play Super Mario Odyssey first, because I've heard great things about it. I do enjoy platforming games. I'm probably going to play Bayonetta 2 second, because I love Bayonetta 1, and I never played Bayonetta 2 because I didn't own a Wii U, so I was like, I'm going to play Bayonetta 2, because they are making the third one, and I kind of was excited when Nintendo announced that, even though I know it's not coming anytime soon. And then Zelda. The reason I bought Zelda, and I know a lot of you out there are probably wondering, Rand, why'd you buy Zelda? It's an open world game. You've said constantly that you are burnt out on open world games, and that's entirely true. Entirely true. I'm completely burnt out on open world games, which is why I'm saving it for last. I have Shadow of War on the Xbox, haven't beaten it. I have Assassin's Creed Origins on Xbox, haven't beaten it. I have Agents of Mayhem on Xbox, haven't beaten it. I have Horizon Zero Dawn on the PlayStation, only played it for a couple hours. I'm kind of bored of the open world design, but a few people kind of talked me into getting it because they said it will... Horizon Zero Dawn, or not Horizon Zero Dawn rather, but Legend of Zelda, it may cure you of the boredom that you find with open world games. So I bought it, first off because judging by everybody's reviews and everything, it's a game you need to play, and two, because I do like open world games. I'm just burnt down on them. So maybe if I can get into Zelda and that kind of cures my boredom of the genre, and I can go back and play some of the other stuff. And considering I only bought 3 games, I'm not really interested in any of the indie games on the Switch because I'll be playing them all on Xbox. The amount of time I'll be playing on the Switch is only going to be when new exclusive content drops, which isn't going to be that often. So I just kind of wanted to clear up that misconception that some people have about me buying these systems or playing on these systems, that no, I haven't given up on Xbox. I'm still as Xbox as it gets. It's where I love to play. It's where I'm comfortable at. It's where I own literally 1,100 games. Probably more than most people listening to this video. And I'm excited to try out some of the new content that is offered on these systems. And that's just, you know what? I'm in a position where I had some extra money laying around, and I wanted to be able to speak about some of these games when it comes to like Game of the Year categories. I want to give my opinion on them and things like that. I wanted to play them because I felt I was missing out. When all the discussion was going on about Zelda in March, I just kind of sat back there and was just like, I don't have an opinion on this because I haven't played it. And I'm not one to call a game trash, right? I know there's this contingent of gamers out there who are like, if it doesn't appeal to them, take, for example, Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is a very divisive game. A lot of people love it. A lot of people find it fun. Some people are more in the middle, kind of waiting for the final release to come out, not sure what to think of it, not sure what there is to do. And then the other ones who don't like the art style, who hate Xbox, who don't like the game whatsoever, and just call it the game trash, having never played it, because they're not interested in it. Same thing happens with some of the PlayStation games like NOO or Persona 5. I mean, you've heard it all before, Jap trash, stuff like that. People use derogatory terms to put down games they're not interested in. I don't call a game I haven't played trash. I'll call a game trash if I've played it, for sure, because that would be my opinion on it. But of course, I'll always expound upon my thoughts about why I think like the game isn't any good. Like Past Cure, a game that came out recently on all the platforms. It's not a good game. I played it. I didn't call the game bad names before it came out because I always wait to play it. So, because of that, because I wasn't involved in the conversation, I couldn't have an opinion about Zelda, and I couldn't have an opinion about Mario, couldn't have an opinion about like any of the Nintendo games that came out. So I'm just sitting there kind of twiddling my thumbs, wanting to engage in this conversation, wanting to make a video giving my thoughts about Mario and Zelda, but not having the system and not talking about it because I don't play the games kind of put me in the state where I couldn't speak on Nintendo. You know, you guys know 90% of my content I make on this channel is Xbox focused. Yeah, a lot of the games that come out are on multiple platforms, you know, the indie reviews I do and things like that. But for the majority, it's a bunch of Xbox content and then some PlayStation stuff thrown in. I barely ever touch on Nintendo because I haven't been on the platform in forever. Like, I'm looking at the system now, and I can't wait to hook it up. But then I'm told that like there's no gamer tag, like it's just kind of like a driver's license number for your friend code. And look, I'm not getting like the online stuff. I don't care about, right? The achievement stuff I don't care about. Right? Just the same thing as with like PlayStation trophies. I don't care about trophies. I don't care about Nintendo's achievement system if and ever they do it. I'm strictly interested in the experience of playing a few games a year from Nintendo, just like I'm interested in playing a few games a year from Sony, and then literally everything else is going to be Xbox. So don't fret, Xbox fans. Rand isn't suddenly going to spend all of his time on the Switch or PlayStation. It's just I wanted to play a few games on there, and you know what? Yeah, I spent a lot of money on this. I bought 3 games. I bought the Pro Controller. I bought the Switch. And am I going to get my money's worth out of it? Maybe, maybe not. You know, it's probably going to sit on my desk, connected to my computer monitor, not being used more often than it will be used. But I'm buying it with the idea, with knowing that. I'm buying it knowing that I'm only going to use it sparingly, and I'm only going to use it for the games that exclusive games come out for the system, just like I used the PlayStation 4 for. So yeah, I just wanted to put that notion to bed because I got some tweets being like, Rand's giving up on Xbox. You know, Xbox has no games, and this is what happens. That's not entirely true. That's not true whatsoever. I just wanted to play Mario, and I just wanted to try out Zelda, and I wanted to try out Bayonetta 2. Now, as far as what else really excites me for Nintendo, I mean, I am interested in the Metroid game, whenever that's supposed to come out. I love me Metroid, so I'm definitely would be getting that. honestly, I don't like Splatoon 2. Doesn't really seem to appeal to me. Maybe I'll rent it one day or something, and people talk about Xenoblade 2, but I didn't play the first one. I'm not that big of a fan of JRPGs, so I don't know. Maybe it's just be these 3 games for now, and then whatever comes out later. But I'm kind of going in with the mindset that this is what I wanted the Switch for. You know, I wanted to own, now that I own all 3 consoles, I even own a PSVR to experience some of the games on there, and I'm gonna be doing a review for Moss pretty soon. I just wanted to kind of get how I used to be before the 360 and achievements kind of dominated a good portion of my life, which was experiencing games on all the platforms, experiencing the exclusives on all the platforms. Yeah, back then, I gamed primarily on the PS2, and right now I game primarily on Xbox. But I still played the exclusives on each of the consoles because, you know, those exclusives, they take advantage of the hardware in a way that third parties can't. You look at God of War on the PlayStation 4, and you know it's going to be the best looking game on the system, even better than third party games, because, you know, Sony Santa Monica, they're only focused on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. The same thing goes with Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda. You know, they don't got to worry about other platforms. They can use the Switch to its fullest potential, and that's why people are excited for, you know, Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. They want to see those developers maximize the Xbox One to its fullest potential, and I thought it was about time for me to play some of these games. Now, will I review Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda? I don't know, because honestly, I don't know how capturing works on the Switch. You know, with the Xbox and PlayStation, they have kind of built-in recording. I can record a couple minutes here and there, a whole bunch of different times, put it on a USB stick, bring it over to my PC, edit it, add a voiceover, and put out a video. I'm not really sure how that works on a Switch, but we will see. And plus, you know, Nintendo's apparently very, you know, they always seem, at least from what I was told, they want like a portion of the video's profits. Not that I make a lot of money off of reviews anyways, but, you know, they're not very YouTuber friendly from what I've been told. But yeah, you know, I'm looking at the Switch now. I have the Pro Controller in my hand, and I'm just, I'm looking at the Pro Controller, and I'm like, look at these buttons. Like, B's on the bottom, A's on the right, X is up top, Y is on the left. Like, this is like, what? I mean, it's a nice controller, nowhere near as good as an Xbox One controller, especially the Elite. But man, these button placements are going to screw me up, because I'm so used to the Xbox placement. And, you know, considering I was a huge PlayStation fan in the past, I at least know where, you know, the triangle, circle, X, and square are. The only time I kind of get screwed up on PlayStation is when it wants me to hit X, you know, or maybe, yeah, it's X because I hit the wrong button because I think it's on Xbox. But now looking at this, it's like, man, X is up where Y and triangle should be. A's over where like circle and B is. It's like, man, this controller is going to give me some fits. I already kind of know it, but yep. So those are the reasons why I bought the Nintendo Switch. I hope that kind of clarifies it for some of you that thinking I'm giving up on Xbox for some reason. It's not the case. I'm Xbox primary all the way. And yeah, I can't wait to check out Mario Odyssey, Bayonetta 2, and Legend of Zelda. You know, who knows when I'll get to Zelda, but I can't wait to play the system. Can't wait to see what it's about, and when I get enough time into it, I'll make an impressions video, what I like and what I dislike. Anyways, this is kind of running into a long video, so if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button, guys. I really would appreciate it. Make sure you share it on social media. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel or you haven't already. Make sure you hit the notification bell because YouTube is kind of iffy about sending out notifications to people. That kind of, you know, that really kind of sucks. But let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the Nintendo Switch? What games should I look into? Did I make the right choice? All that good stuff. And I'll see everybody in the next video.